Hey, I'm James. This is my 2001 Allegro 35 IP. It has it's a diesel pusher with the Freightliner XC chassis. Putting airbags in. I put the rears in already. Going to use the method that a guy put out on was it RV2, something like that, one of those websites. I'll link it in the description below and just show you how I did it based on his write-up. It seemed like the best way to do the front. All right, I went with a little more expensive airbag or Spring Pro. I think it's like alltruckparts.com, 163 here in 2023 of October. So this is the all thread, and this is the washer. He tack welded the washer. I'm just gonna glue it on, and all it is just to, when you're working underneath, to get it on, and you'll see why here in a minute. But essentially, yeah, we're going to use that as the bolt. I think I have to cut it. That's what we're going to find out now. That's what he said in the description, or in his the write-up. And follow along here. Okay, everything's aired down. Using the jacks to throw it up, and using some jack stands for safety. Plus, I'm on the edge of the driveway where it slopes away. It makes it a little bit easier. So the problem with this airbag job, the back was just a piece of cake, but it's getting that nut off there. So I've seen a couple guys in their write-ups say they just get a long Sawzall blade and cut through there, which is what I'm thinking about doing. This one's metal. The ones that came with it are either fiberglass or plastic, which is kind of surprising, but hey. And you can see this is 21 years of brand new. They still hold there. The back ones weren't. Yeah, I had a leak in the back one. I did the back ones in half a day. So, all right, there you go. There's the all thread. You can see right there. Yeah, so we get a good view of this up under there, but you can't get a good tool up there, to get that loose and to put it back. So that's what the all thread's for. And you see the all thread's too long. I just went to Ace, picked it up. It's like $4 each. So I'm gonna take my cutoff wheel and do a cut through there. And then I'll make sure the threads are good, or put it on the bottom. Glue that on there. Cut it off, collapse it, take it off. We just have to undo here. And my plates are still good, so there's another bolt on this side. I'm just going to take this off, so I'm going to do penetrating fluid. Here's the cut I'm going to make. I'm going to have to head to the hardware store and get a longer saw. Just going to get it. I didn't go to Ace, but I went to Lowe's. They didn't have any with this nice abrasive material type cut, but I went with the Demolition Extreme Cutting Edge. Wish me luck. All right, I got the blade in there to get that bolt. It's right on the pad here, and in between the this cup thing for the bladder. Sweet, that took about 2 minutes, if even that. Yeah, blade lasted pretty good. Looks like you might only, I bought 2, but you might only need 1. They're like almost $6 a piece. Okay, so now we can see. We're all loose. Once I take the connections off here and there, it's gonna pop out. Knuckle, so I'm coming in. I'm directly underneath the bus, the generator. The air tanks are right above me. So I'm just coming in on the driver's side. There's a gap from the axle hanging. The wheels are hanging right now. All right, less than 2 minutes. You can see that bolt where I just chopped her and chopped her. And you know, I bought 2 of these all threads. I'm thinking I'm gonna cut that puppy in half, and I think I'll have enough. Save me $5 and take it back to good old Ace. So yep, so we're all loose now here. Just gotta do that air fitting right there. All I'm gonna do is just back that off. On the back of the bus, these were hard to, the inside, you know, it looks like PEX tubing, and maybe that's what it is. But it gets, there's a insert inside the blue to keep it rigid, inside the blue pipe to keep it rigid. And I had to really kind of take my time and work it out. And I'm expecting that's what's gonna happen here. So if you can see up here, here's what I'm talking about, a big yellow finger in the way there. You know, it's stuck on there. So what I got is you want to be real careful. You don't want to, you don't use anything metal, wood, you know, something that's not going to mess up that air seal, or you're going to have more problems. But what I had to do on the back is just mess around a little bit like this, tap it back and forth real easy, no big hits, it's plastic. So the inside collar came out on this one too. So this is just like PEX plumbing, the new stuff. Yeah, I don't think it's PEX. It's probably some specialized air hose stuff. And you can see there, that should have come out. The black thing should have come out. So, or I guess it's steel. Looks black from here. One more bolt or nut on each side, and a little bit of wrestling, and I'll have both these out. All right, 19 millimeter for up top here. Already hit it with penetrating. So now we just have to break it off, and oh yeah, that just felt like it's hard leaving off. Yeah, my piece of junk Bob the Builder took it right off. 19 on top. That's it. Oh, I really had to undo 4 things and cut 2 things. All right, everything is loose. All I'm doing is pushing. Luckily, there's no bolt going through because it dropped out of there. And I just have to push it down. Bye-bye. Look at that. That is easy, easy. So when I saw this dude cutting this and doing the all thread, because there's another guy, he took the whole thing apart here, and I think that's why people were doing it for a while, and would drop the axle so you can get under here to get a piece of it. And it's 26, I think it's going to be 26 millimeter to get a hold of that guy, or inch and an eighth, or inch and a 16th, I think, probably. So that was easy. Here, you can see now. Yep. Right, here we go. 22 years of usage. Oh, look at that, brand spanking $361 new. And there's the driver's side. So you can see where I cut it off. Right there. Blade went through here on top of the pad. Here's what I was talking about earlier. And these, they're not coming out like it was on the back. So I'm just going to leave these in here Then I'm going to screw these out, clean them up, put new Teflon tape on, and in we go. I'm going to take this off here, this piece, because I don't need to fiddle with it. If you're on the East Coast and it's been rusted out, yours is rusted out, definitely use the new one. I don't need to, because I live in wonderful Colorado. Okay, a couple wraps of Teflon, and I want it, when by done turning it on, I want it pointed down. That's the way it came off. I forgot to tell you, remember the way these things are on, so you can tighten it up before, and have it in the right spot for the hose before you get back under. All right, here's the driver's side. This goes on the outside of the rail. The rail sits here. There is on the inside, and the other one will be just the opposite when I get that all threaded together. I said earlier, I said the new ones were plastic. It's actually metal. I'm leaving this on. I think you have the option of taking it off and using that to as your nut. On the back ones, I left it on, and then I went and bought new nylon locks for the back. And on this one, we're not using nylocks. I'm using just the all threads. Here's the orientation. I'm on the driver's side right now, so frame rail up there, bolt is going to go up in there. Here's where the air is, and the hole right there. So that's what's just kind of going to pop it in that way and see how it goes. And then I'm going to work with the all thread next to I live to tell about it. There we go. Now, as you can see, I didn't cut straight, of course, but that's going to go, the uncut side, the cut side is going to be pointing towards the ground, and the good side we're going to connect up here. Well, we got us a snafu. This washer's too big for going under that plate. It needs to be like a thin washer. The inner diameter is correct, but the out is way too big. Okay, here it is. It's 3/4. This is a grade 8. It's a bunch smaller. I'm just deciding to just do a lock washer or do that on it. It's much smaller than the grade 5. I don't know. We'll find out in a little bit. All right, I'm back from the hardware store. Had a small emergency. I spilt my beer. Shame on me. All right, here we are. Yeah, you guessed it. I went with a lock washer. If you disagree or think I should have done something different, roast me in them comments. All right, let's see how this goes with this cut up all thread now. It's not up under where it's supposed to be at the minute. I just need some room to work that bolt up, push this all up, and get that all thread nut in there. But I only got one hand, so you guys will have to see the after effects. I just used the pickle fork to wedge her back up. Got the washer under there. The guy that wrote this up, he glued the washer on there. I can see why. Well, he didn't glue it, he actually tack welded it, which is probably better. I don't think the glue would work. But now I'm just going to let this out, let the pressure go here, get the wrench under it and tighten it up. You see my lovely crooked crooked cut, but that don't matter because all I need is enough to grab it with a wrench to tighten this bugger down. It doesn't really, all the weight's supported here. All this does is keep it from popping out. And when you're up high, keeps it from unexpanding, so it's not like you really need a lock washer, or I probably could just put the nut on there and forget about it. All right, here's the dimples. And the dimples you can fill up under there. I'm gonna go get the washer. I think it's a lock washer, so I can just go. Yeah. If you want, you can always inflate it with a portable air tank to get it into the position that you want it to be. Because I haven't hooked up the air yet to just expand it a bit. So I have a portable air tank with a little and you can always expand it up. But this is how simple it is. This happened to me on the back as well. You have to do a little bit of love tap right here. Remember, you use something like this, a piece of wood, before the threads will start biting. So I had to do that on the back as well. Earlier in the video, if I left it in there, you saw me cutting this guy in half with the wheel of death. Well, we need to leave this part as long as possible. So I went 1 3/4 inches. I didn't go back and read the guy's thing, but I'm pretty sure if I cut it right there, that'll be enough, because you can only get the wrench on down here. Nowhere up here until you're way the heck down here can you get the wrench on it. So pain in the butt, but that's it. I almost got this done. Well, the job is done. I started at 2:30, 2 trips during the job. It's about 6:30 now. Here, beginning of October of 2003. And you know, I'm an advanced do-it-yourself mechanic, and I've done both the back and the front so far, and I'm going to work on changing the filter in my next video there in the back. I didn't think I'd do any diesel stuff when I bought this thing 3 years ago, but I've slowly been going through and doing almost everything myself, and this saved me a bunch of money. It's not for everybody. I got a lot of different tools that makes it easy, and I'm doing it at my house here during the weekend when the HOA isn't going to yell at me. Some of the other stuff I do out at storage. I got a big job of taking the radiator and the cack out and cleaning that, because as these buses get older, you get a lot of buildup between the cack, which is the intercooler, and the radiator. And even though unless you've been really good about cleaning it out, and I think I'm the third owner of this bad boy. I love it. It's a solid chassis, solid vehicle. It has 123 on it, and I'm taking this guy another 100,000, and then sell it to someone to put on the land up in the mountains before I buy someone else's depreciated unit. But Tiffin, you can't go wrong. I mean, it's solid, and the underside, the Cummins motor in it, it's an ISB 5.9, not the most powerful, 300, 600, but it 600 torque. It tows my old Jeep just fine. So I got classic here. Everything's 20 years old, but it's all paid for. All right, one final thing. I let all the air out of the air tanks. So with the new bags on, with the old bags, it would just dump right away, all the way down. Unfortunately, one of my neighbors has some noise humming. But the air suspension is just perfect. Now, so it's, you know, it's about $1,600 in parts, and I don't know what they'd charge in labor. But, you know, basically $360 each side up front and $380 each side in the back. So, you know, that gets you about $1,500. Noise we all want to hear. Ready to go. All right, not too bad, man. I think you guys can do it. Good luck.